first show me any of your government ID proof?
Hi, Virendra. Good morning.
Hey, hi.
Can you just get a little closer, Jai Shankar? Yeah, just. Yeah, thanks, Virendra. Thanks, Jai Shankar.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, hi, Virender.
Hey,
Hi,
hi.
Jay.
Hi.
We are just starting. I think recording is already
No, I have already started the recording.
recording. Okay. So I think Raghu has already taken the screenshot, right? Jay, I need
Yeah,
you.
I've taken.
Also, Jay.
I have shared, I've given the screenshot of the ID.
You have already given. Okay. Fine, you can start, Virender. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, Jaishankar, tell me about yourself, the project technology stack that you have worked, your role and responsibility, and your expertise.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so total 8 years of experience. I have 6 years in Java and Spring Boot in microservices, and I worked on the Spring Cloud. And coming to the DevOps part, I worked on the CI/CD, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, and for the Git and Bitbucket, and as well as some in the coming to the domain part, database part, I worked on the MySQL and MS SQL. And coming to the domain, I have worked on the e-commerce domain, education domain, and currently I'm working on the movie booking platform where user can book movie and uh, go to the show and see the cinema. So there is multiple payment gateway integration in the current project, like just pay, PhonePe, Paytm, and Airtel, MobiKwik, Mastercard. This type of payment gateway has been integrated, and we have done multiple integration like Quick Silver for the gift card purchasing, and MovieBuck, TMDB for the movie content showing, and we are using Hazelcast as a cassette for movie store service.
Okay. So, how do you rate yourself in Core Java out of 10?
7.
7. And Spring Boot and microservice?
Spring Boot also 7. Microservices 7.
Okay. And database part, will you, which database you have worked?
I have
For
worked on MySQL and MS SQL, and basically in the programming side, I worked. Raw query, there is little bit raw query I need to write because there is no need if some complex scenario is
Okay.
there.
Okay. Do
So,
you have experience of any of the NoSQL database?
no, actually I worked on the one of the project, but that was very small, very short kind of things. So
Okay. No. So, in which version of Java you are working?
Java 11.
11. Okay. So, can you tell me the new feature in Java 11? What new thing is added on Java 11? So, tell me the feature of Java 8.
Yeah, Stream API, Lambda expression, functional interface, a static method, and datetime API.
So, what is the relationship between Lambda expression and functional interface?
Yeah. So the Lambda expression, functional interface is made for the working on the Lambda expression. Suppose you have an interface which is interpreted as a direct functional interface, then it is showing that only one abstract method you can write inside that interface. You can add a static method or default method in that interface, but uh, coming to the abstract method, only one abstract method you can add, and you can implement. Means you not need to write verbose code. You only define class name and object, and then define with the arrow function, and do your implementation. Give your implementation based on that.
Okay. And what are the predefined functional interface in Java 8?
Mhm. Function language.
Do you know the predicate?
Yeah, predicate. It's they use in the yeah, you're right. Predicate is the type of functional interface. In this, suppose you are doing some intermediate operation inside the Stream API. Like suppose you are doing some suppose you have a list of array and you are writing that array list dot stream dot filter, and inside that you can write predicate.
Do you know in the Stream API there is a some terminal operation and intermediate operation? What are
Yeah.
those?
So intermediate operations like they are suppose you have a list of employee and you are doing some you want to do some filter. You can use filter. So it is the in between a piece operation between terminal and starting. So if you are using intermediate operation, they are not immediately perform their operation. When all the intermediate operations done, then at the time of the terminal operation they perform, but because they are lazy in nature, so they are performed at the time of terminal operation. And terminal operation sum max or collection dot collect like that. It is operation. This
Okay.
type of operation done in the last.
Okay. So using Stream API and Lambda extension, can you write one program? I have a list of employee
Mhm.
and I want to sort the employee based on their salary.
So I need to write, right?
So just write down only the logic. No need to write the complete whole program. Let's suppose you have a list of employee.
Yeah.
So it will sort the list of employee in which order?
Uh, Employee having salary means ascending or descending, you're writing, asking.
So in which order? Ascending order or descending order?
Ascending order. Sorry, descending.
Descending order.
Hmm.
So if I want to sort it in ascending order, then I just want to know in which order it will sort. By default, in which order? Let's suppose I want to get the employee who have the same salary.
Okay.
Let's suppose 5 employee having the salary 15,000 and
Uh,
another 5 employee having the salary 20,000.
hmm.
So I want to get only those employee who having the same salary.
Okay. To first find map of get map of the all employee having same salary list with their
Have you worked on the design pattern?
yeah in microservices I worked on the circuit
No,
breaker
I'm not
pattern.
asking in term of microservice. I'm asking
Yeah,
in
builder
context of
design
simple Java.
pattern. Yeah, builder
So which design
design.
pattern you have worked?
I worked on the builder design pattern and single responsibility principle also coming inside that. So I worked on like that one class having single responsibility. So builder design pattern I worked on and also
What you told single responsibility principle?
yeah.
Can you explain the single responsibility principle?
Yeah. So it's inside the service. You have a raw format of data. So if for saving employee, you need object of the employee. So object of employee logic should be mapping of the object employee should be on the another class, and saving of the employee is on the same class. Other business logic or any type of the validation you want to write. So it should be separated inside a single class so that if any changes is there, you did not need to change the main service. Only you need to change the changes you want to do. Like suppose you want to change the validation that if employee image is not there, then we are okay with this, and we are
Okay.
not.
Okay, so what is the difference between design pattern and design principle? I have asked you a design pattern, but you told a single responsibility principle. So what is the difference between design pattern and design principle? What is the design pattern?
So with design pattern is like, suppose build a design pattern. What you do, you pass certain amount of data, suppose food data, and build each of the data. And if you want to add like movie release date, actor name, and all those things, so all those things, if it is mandatory to do, you
Okay,
can,
okay,
you
okay,
want to
fine.
do.
So have you worked on the singleton design pattern?
Yeah.
So how you will create a singleton class?
So I will create a singleton class where I will create a private constructor, and I will create an instance of the that class. And when anyone is asking for the object for this class, so first I will check that whether instance is available or not. If it sorry, so if it is available, then I will return that same object. Otherwise, if it is not available, then I will return um, new class, new instance of the particular class.
Okay, so is there is any way I can create a multiple instance of singleton class? Do you know the reflection?
I'm not aware.
Using reflection, you can load your class in the memory at a one time. This is
Mm,
the one of the way I can create. There is a multiple way I can create a more than one instance of singleton class. Reflection is one of the way. Using clone, you can also clone your singleton class. Using deserialization, you can also deserialize a singleton class, and you can create another instance of singleton class.
okay.
Okay. Have you worked on multi-threading?
No, I have knowledge, but I have not worked because
Okay, fine. So what is do you know what the concurrent hash map? So in the
concurrent
concurrent
multiplication.
hash map, uh, how many thread can perform a write operation concurrently? So you are working on the Spring Boot. Let's
Yes.
okay. So what is the use of qualifier annotation? So do you know the Spring Bean lifecycle?
Yeah. So in Spring Bean life cycle, first it is an init state, then yeah, it is initializing using @init uh, @init, and then it is performing the operation like inside the service, any logic. And if service is getting performed, then there is an annotation like this, @destroy, um, destroy being like that. So after
So
that
what are the annotation used for the Spring Bean lifecycle?
is init and
At the rate init.
at the rate destroy.
Okay, at the rate init and at the rate destroy. Okay. Do you know about the post construct annotation?
Yeah.
So what is the use of post construct annotation?
After initialization of the bin life cycle, this operation is performed. I mean, post construct will be performed, and then all the logic, all the intermediate logic and will be performed inside the bin life cycle, and then pre-destroy operation will be at the rate
Okay.
pre-destroy will be performed.
Okay. Let's suppose I have some property in the application.property file.
Mm.
How you are bringing those property value in your service class?
So there is a way like at the rate value and that property name, and after that the type of the variable, and then I will mark variable name.
Okay. Have you worked on the caching?
Yeah.
So let's suppose I have a one requirement. I want to cache some data at the
Mm.
time of application startup.
Okay.
So how will you will cache the data at the time of application startup? When application will start, I have a cache ready so that I can use throughout the application. So where you will write those logic so that it will build the cache at the time of application startup. Cacheable annotation is fine. Using cacheable, you can cache the data, but at where you will write this.
First main method is getting started, and after that main method you have to write means you have to initialize that method. If it is in a database, so you need to get that data and use at the traceable. So
Okay, let's suppose I have a two service, service A and service B. How you are making a inter-service communication?
okay, so inter-service communication you do you can service B. So you if there is any interface, then okay. If it is not, then you have to auto-add that service. It means you are talking about inside the project or in microservice
No,
level.
no, no, no. There's a two service. There's a two different service. It is not inside a. Let's suppose it maybe one different server. There's a
Hmm.
two independent service.
Hmm. Okay, it means in terms of microservices, right?
Yeah, you can assume it is a microservice.
Okay. In case of the microservice, you have to only do using either using Fen or using a REST template.
You are talking about the
For,
Fin client.
yeah, Fen client.
Okay. Other than Fin client, any another way?
You can do with the you can do with the REST template, or you can do using Kafka also. So, but
So
in the Kafka,
so
it's
what
a
is the difference between using REST client and using Kafka?
So Kafka is a streaming platform. You can stream some data inside the topic, and
Do
um,
you know, I have one question. There's a in communication, there's a two type of communication: synchronous
synchronous.
communication and asynchronous
Okay,
communication.
yeah,
So using REST template, you are doing synchronous communication or asynchronous communication.
synchronous.
Okay, for asynchronous communication.
So you can use 10.1 version, 10 onward version. You can use 10 client, and another popular way is like you can use Kafka. So when some data, suppose I have a logger, logger need to be created. So in that case, I create one Kafka service, and inside that Kafka, you produce your logger inside that, and it is going to be asynchronous. The consumer will be consume that data inside their application, and it is marked as a means next time it
Okay,
will mark.
okay, fine. Let's suppose I have a number of service, and there is a one request is propagating through the all the services. So
Right.
how you will trace a log for particular request in all the services? Let's suppose I
So
have a pipe service, and one request is going through all the service, and then in any of the service there is some exception.
mm,
So how you will trace a log of particular request?
yeah. So for that in API gateway you can add actuator and that will
What
place,
actuator?
yeah.
Okay,
So you can trace through that, and there is a distributed tracing service is also there. You can use that. In GCP Cloud, they are giving their own services for the log tracing. So it will be done through API gateway. That this request inside the actuator, you can find that this request is going through that, and it will give you all the flow of your all the requests. So you can save either inside the logger through the Kafka, and all the log is getting printed inside the logger
okay,
service.
okay. Have you worked on the J unit?
Yeah, I worked on the JUnit, but
Okay,
generally,
so what is the difference between mock and inject mock? Do you know about the Swagger?
yeah.
So what is the use of Swagger?
It is used for the providing your documentation of your service. Suppose you have a multiple controller, and inside the multiple controller, you want that all the requests in the same side. You don't want to create Postman collection. You want that all the API inside the one URL. So this will provide list of the all of the
Okay,
API.
okay, fine. Uh, do you have work on the any of the DevOps tool? Which DevOps tool you have worked?
DevOps tool, basically, I worked on the Docker, Git, and Jira. And for the deployment part, I have worked on the CI/CD, but there is not much involvement in that because a DevOps team is there, so they are working on the
Okay. Do you have idea about Jenkins?
yeah Jenkins. Currently,
Oh,
our project is getting deployed through Jenkins itself.
and you have told you have also worked on Kubernetes.
Yeah.
So,
So,
what is the base command for Kubernetes?
kubectl for deploying any application, we have used application.yml. So, for any changes we need to do, I apply inside the application.yml, and then kubectl.apply changes. It will deploy all the other application. So, basically, although the application detail is done inside the application.yml deployment detail, deployment.yml. Sorry.
Okay.